Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Mashir and I'm going to be teaching you how to fly RC airplanes. In this series we're just going to learn the basics, how to take off, fly and land, and just do some basic aerobatics. But I will be doing some more advanced flying, some more advanced aerobatics and some 3D flying. But in this lesson I just want to cover how to take off and fly around. But to start with, I want to show you the different moving surfaces on the plane and what they do. So this is a 5-channel model. Most planes are actually 4 channels, but the reason I chose this plane is because it's a bit bigger, so hopefully you can see it a bit better. Your first channel is your ailerons. These are your ailerons, and what they do is they control the roll of the plane. So if I was to whack my stick completely to the right, that would give me full right aileron and the plane would roll to the right. You then have your elevators. What the elevators do is they control whether the nose of the plane goes up towards the sky or down towards the ground. So if I push back on the stick, that's up elevator, and that will point the nose of the plane towards the sky. If I push away from it on the stick, that's down elevator, and the nose of the plane will go towards the ground, which is what you don't want to be doing when you're learning to fly. Gravity will sort of help with that, but don't be pushing down on the elevator when you're learning. You then have your rudder. The rudder is used for taking off and landing, and it's used for advanced flying and aerobatics, but we're not going to get into that at the moment. We're not really going to be using it when we're flying. We then have our throttle, or motor power, and basically what that does, the more throttle you have, the plane will climb in the air. The less throttle you have, the plane will start to descend toward the ground. Most planes will fly level or at the same height, around half throttle to 3/4 throttle. Then on this plane we have our 5th channel, which is the flaps. These are used to help landing, but we're not going to be using them today. So the key to flying in RC airplanes is to put very, very small movements on your controller. If you want to turn to the right, you would put a bit of right aileron. The plane will start to bank or roll, if you like, to the right. What will happen is, because the plane is starting to roll to the right, the wings are no longer carrying the plane in the air, or holding the weight of the plane, if you like. So the plane will start to dive towards the ground. So as you do a right turn and you put a bit of right aileron, you need to just push back a little bit on the elevator to keep the plane level and stop the nose from diving. Once you're happy with the turn, you just need to put a bit of opposite aileron, just to level out your wings so the plane doesn't just keep going around in circles and circles. And really the key is very small movements. If you start doing stuff like that, the plane will just go completely out of control and it will crash. So let's see what it looks like. So I've just given it full power and put a little bit of up elevator and the plane took off. I'm now backing off the power so that the plane stays at the same height. And it seems to be staying pretty much at the same height there. So to do a left turn, all I'm going to do is put a little bit of left aileron and then start pulling up on the elevator, and it's turning really nicely there. Then I'm going to put a bit of opposite aileron just to level out my wings, and the plane is flying. Now on the simulator the plane will fly nice and straight, but if you're flying in real life and if it's a little bit windy, the plane might get blown about, so you might have to constantly be doing small adjustments. So let's do another left turn, a bit of left aileron and a bit of up elevator. Once the plane's turned, I'll just correct the wings by putting opposite aileron. One thing to remember is when you're flying RC airplanes, your orientation changes a lot, which makes it a little bit harder to fly sometimes. So if the plane is coming towards you, your left becomes right and right becomes left. If I want to turn the plane to the left, I'm actually pushing right on the aileron and the plane is turning to my left. Now the plane is actually turning right, but it's my left, so it feels different, and a lot of people get a bit confused, and when the plane is flying towards them, if they want to go to the right for example, they'll hit the right aileron, but actually you need to push left aileron to turn the plane to the right. Like I said, the plane is actually turning left, but to us it's turning right. So that's one thing that you have to remember and you have to get used to. A lot of people get confused at the start, but you can very quickly get used to the different orientations. Excuse me. So I'm just going to turn the plane around. If I push back on the power, and now I'm about half power, you'll see the plane will start to descend. It's just slowly coming lower and lower and lower to the ground. So that's what your motor power does. It controls whether the plane flies straight or flies level, if you like, or whether it starts to climb in the air. If I put full power, see the plane is just climbing. If I was to cut back the power to about quarter throttle, the plane will start to just descend and just get lower and lower to the ground. So that's what your motor power does. But you want to be flying around half throttle to 3/4 of the throttle so that the plane is not gaining height and not losing height. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it in for a landing. We're going to cover landing in a bit more detail, but for now we're just going to land the plane. Okay, so if you found this helpful, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, and see you next time.